The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Coming up on this web exclusive, one organization seeks to elevate and promote fatherhood. We'll introduce you to this organization and their work on this BronxNet web exclusive.
Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables to speak on your decisions, cause in the long run it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective, which shines a light, cause it might make a difference in someone else's life. What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective?
And thank you for joining us on this Perspectives web exclusive. Coming up on this edition, we talk about one organization that is actually developing and equipping fathers to become more productive and more influential in the life of the family. Joining us now in studio is Lamont Jones, Chief Operations Officer and co-founder of the Furthering Father Foundation, and he's here with us. And Lamont, good to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
So for somebody who may not be so familiar, you guys work to help and develop fathers, taking them to another level.
Absolutely. And the reason why is because myself, growing up without a dad, from the age of 9, didn't have my father in my life. Didn't realize the impact until I started fathering. And so I became a parent, and I realized I needed help. And great thing was I was connected with a bunch of brothers, men's fraternity in Brooklyn called ICB. And I asked one of the big brothers, do you have a book that I could read to help me? And he introduced me to this book called The Blessing. Phenomenal book by John Trent, Gary Smiley. After I read that book, I was convicted in my heart. I was thinking, if these are the things I was supposed to be doing to my child, I failed. I immediately went to my oldest, asked for forgiveness. Because in that book, there was principles, meaningful touch. You know, how often do we touch our kids? That was convicting for me. And it said a spoken message of high value, speak good words to your kids. And I remember some of my words wasn't that kind. And then, have them picture a special future. I never sat with my kids and had them dream of their future. And the last one was the active commitment. And I didn't have that. And I wanted to make sure, because with me, without my dad, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to be in the life of my kids, but to be better, to elevate it. So that's why we formed Furthering Fathering.
And so now these principles become a part of you. You've got this foundation, you're working with the foundation to really talk to men and help them with the area of fatherhood. From a man's perspective, how receptive are they to receiving help to being a father? Because there's a whole lot of testosterone we flow with.
Yes. And to be honest with you, they don't come out. They don't come out until they need the help. But when they do, case in point, 60-year-old man, issues with his father. We had a workshop on reconciliation. He realized at that point he had to forgive his dad because he's been carrying this stuff for 60 years. He went, reconciled with his dad, came back the next week and told us about it. That made it all worth it. So you're right. We do have a lot of testosterone. But once we talk about it, we realize, wait, you're just like me, man. You have issues just like me. And I can't just hang my hat on my profession, because any success outside the home doesn't make up for your failures at home.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you look at the success outside the home, sometimes we have a lot of conversations about that success, but we're not so proactive or so vocal about what goes on in the home. Why is that?
Well, me personally, and a lot of the men, don't like to attach the legacy onto the kids. See, because if the kids mess up, it's a reflection on me. But no, you just have to lay that foundation. You just have to love them unconditionally, guide them, talk to them about their goals, and try and help them get there. And then we can talk. We can talk about the failures. Because I'll tell you right away the issues with me and my kids, so that you're comfortable now, and you'll start to open up.
So walk us through a little bit about the foundation. You guys have these principles, and you've tried to get fathers to really get on the right track.
Yes.
And assist them and nurture them. So somebody walks in the door and they want to know more about your foundation. What exactly do you do?
There's a real point of accountability, and we want to engage. So we invite them in, we feed them, make them feel
Brother
warm.
gotta eat.
Brother gotta eat. That's
Right.
we make them feel warm, and we have what we call a fatherhood moment, and we all go around the room and just talk about a fatherhood moment, good, bad, whatever. Kids report card. Once they open up, we connect with them. We take down the information. We invite them in. We have, besides the workshops, we have events that we invite them to. We stay connected. Other fatherhood organizations, we connect them with them. But more importantly, with Further and Fathering, the goal is to just show them the small things, which is hold their hand. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're proud of them. And believe it or not, they come back and they say, that was a little awkward, but I like it. I like it. And once we get them connected, believe it or not, no one is left.
When you look at men and you look at the fact that there is this disconnect between man and sometimes the household, statistics show that men are, well, I'll give you a perfect case and example. Many times people say that men are not necessarily in the home with their child, but just because they're not in the home with the child does not mean necessarily that they're not active in the life of the child. Give us a little bit about that.
Well, personally, the co-founder also, Jerry Maynard, he has two kids that's not in the home, but he is so active in their lives. I mean, you talking about hands-on. The brother's hands-on. And that's what we try to promote from a personal perspective, because when he gives his testimony, they understand. He's not just talking from books. He's talking from life. He's living it. And we try to explain, too, although you're in the home, how involved are you? Do you know your kids' favorite colors? Do you know what they like, what they don't like? Do you know their friends? I have a policy. I allow my kids to invite all their friends over. Sleepovers, you name it. Because you get to know your child by the company they keep.
So you got a couple of events coming up.
Yes.
Give us a little bit about this.
Saturday, November 2nd, have an awesome event scheduled, 2013 symposium out in Freeport, Long Island. I'm sorry, Roosevelt, Long Island. And the reason we having this is we want to talk about the importance of fathers being in the lives of their daughters. It kicks off at 12 o'clock. It's free. It's free. We have an awesome panelist set up. We have some entertainment, and we're going to feed them. We have food. And we want to talk, and we want to give some pointers on why it's important to engage in your daughter's life. Because if a statistic told me that if my child is an adolescent and she's going to go out and become promiscuous because I'm not involved in her life, I need to get involved in her life. I need to do it. So we invite everybody to come out.
Without giving it all away, what are some of the other reasons why you talked about, being involved?
What's big, I gave my daughter what's called a blessing. I gave her the blessing when she just turned 13. That's big. Why? Because I validated her sexuality. So you think the mother should do that? Dad. Because if I can tell her that I love her and she's pretty, she don't have to go jump in anyone else's arms to get that validation. And another great point is they're getting lost. And if it's over 1,000 commercials that's trying to get them to be one way or another, it's real important for us to set some principles, because we are the men that they will choose eventually.
Does it agitate you when you look around and you see the young ladies who are valuable, important, but you see that they walk around and you can tell by the way that they engage on the street, even on television in certain areas, in the area of low self-esteem? Because you can't have self-esteem and be doing some of the stuff you do.
You can't. You can't. And it does agitate me. And you know, we're not just on the sideline talking about it. We actually engaged. We asked PAL in Queens if we can come and talk to the youth, because we realize they may not get nurturing, they may not get principles, they may not get this stuff at home. So we want to give it to them at least twice a week, and we also have them engage in activities with their parents at home. So it you know, we want to play a small part, but we hope that it grows into something big. We want to nurture, we want to develop further and fathering worldwide.
When you talk about fathering worldwide, President Obama has a fatherhood initiative, and you guys have a little connection there?
Well, kind of, sort of. One of the great, well, he's a trailblazer, Kenneth Braswell. We love what he did. We love what he's doing. His corporation, Fathers Incorporated. We was actually trying to get a video at our June National Daddy-Daughter Dance, where we had about 9 cities involved, and we did it with another network, Real Dads Network. And Coach Lynn, he was involved that weekend. There was a ceremony up in the Bronx as well where Dads was awarded. So we are involved. And the beauty is every organization has their little niche. We want to draw in the accountability. That's our niche, the accountability. Yeah.
And so before we leave, for people who want to find out more information about the organization, what do they do?
They can visit us on the web at www.furtheringfathering.org. We got an 888 number. They could call us, 380-3370. We're on Facebook, Furthering Fathering Corporation. Tweet us, Further Father Co. Please, but get involved. Call me. Even if it's a bunch of dads sitting around and this is something that they would like to do, call us. We'll give you some material that you can do it right there amongst your friends.
Lamont Jones,
Daren.
Furthering Father Foundation.
You.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
You've been watching this Perspectives web exclusive. As you said, find out more information about the Furthering Fathers Foundation. Try saying that a couple times. Furthering Fathers Foundation. If you want more information about that, be sure to hit the website up, and at the same time, get involved, and certainly it will make a difference. This is Daren Jaime. You're watching Perspectives web exclusive.